Welcome to Don't Quote Me on That. One day we will have an intro, but today is not that day. Hi, I'm Eleanor.
I'm Kalina.
And welcome back to Don't Quote Me on That, where we do whatever we want.
All of the time.
And this week, whatever we want is whatever I want because I chose this. Kalina is regretting giving me choosing rights, but her idea was no idea, so I won this round.
I always want to be fair and equitable, and I'm like, oh, we should give Eleanor a chance. And then every time Eleanor picks something, I go, oh, I remember why I don't do that.
We should give Eleanor a chance.
And we did. And that's all of Eleanor's chances for the rest of the year.
I disagree.
It's my birthday month. You can't argue with me.
See, this is extra funny because I have a work trip coming up that's going to be pretty long. So we're going to have a lot of Kalina only episodes. So It's going to look like she killed me.
Not look like. That is what is happening.
That's what you're doing.
Just
Guts. Yes, that is what we're here for.
I will preface this by saying I liked Sour. Sour was good. Was it groundbreaking? No. Was it as bad as everyone said it was going to be? No. Do I think she got a lot of flack for no reason? Yes. It was a good album. I liked the vibe. It was like very much cheesy pop punk, early 2000s pop punk-y. But at the same time, like, she leaned into it. She knew what she was making. It wasn't like she was like, I am redefining the genre. And then didn't. Like, she was just like, I'm making an album. I'm having a good time. My boyfriend broke up with me. Blah, 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 blah. So, I think, unfortunately, because Sour was kind of set up to be bad, at least to me, and then it was good, Guts failed miserably because I was like, oh, well, like, if everyone hates this, everyone liked it. But I was like, even if it's bad, like, she surprised me last time, so I'll probably like this one. I did not.
Yeah, I liked Guts. I think it came out at a good time for me in terms of liking it, relating to it. But I now only find myself coming back to one or two songs. And part of my problem with Sour is also in Guts, and that's her songs are just too literal for me.
Yes.
They're way too... I was talking to somebody and about Sour, and they said that they didn't like Sour because it made them feel like they had cheated on Olivia. And, like, yeah, that's what some of those songs are like.
It's like, it's really hard for me to explain. It's just like when you do it right, you do it right. Because what happened is I listened to it and took notes, and then I was kind of listening to it again today. And I just couldn't, like, get into it because every time I, like, zoned into a song, it was, like, the same theme. And there's lots of bands who sing about the same thing. But, like if a band sings about relationships, right, all the time, that's fine. But Olivia always feels, like, to me, at least now that we've got two albums, because, like, you feel with one album, Sour, for example, is about one specific relationship, like everyone thought it was. Sure, that's the theme of your album. But, like, if you're going to release a second album, I shouldn't feel like we're singing about the same relationship you were talking about 2 years ago on Sour. And I feel like we didn't, like, make any... Not to... There's no narrative growth. There was no character development. This is just, like, an extended... This is going to be, like, an extended version of Sour.
These are just... The songs are just kind of... A lot of them seemed like they were her telling her same side of the same argument, but the track is a little bit different.
She said more bad words.
She did.
And then the thing with, like, her being so literal is, again, and we've said this, I think it works. It depends on, like, who it is and how you're delivering it. I think it works. Some artists, that is their storytelling method all of the time. Some artists are more conceptual and abstract all the time. Like, I know Taylor Swift is very abstract. Very, flowery. Olivia, completely on the other end. And for me, it just does not work for her. And then every once in a while, like, when I like something in the song, I liked the theme of the song, or I liked, like, one specific line that was really direct. And it was one of the times where I was like, yeah, this is the best way to say it, is to put it straightforward. But like sometimes, let me leave a little to the imagination. Let me work for it a little bit.
Yes.
And I feel bad because like
I feel a little
wanted to
bad.
like it.
The first time I listened to this album, I did not like it. The second time I listened to this album, I did not like it. The third time I listened to this album, I had partaken beforehand, and I was having kind of a bad day, and I was a little grumpy, and then I really liked the album. So, maybe that's an idea for you.
Well, that's what I said about Sour. Was like everyone was like, "Oh my god, like why is she writing about her high school like she was 19.
She's literally in high school. That's
They're
why.
like, what do you want her to write about her divorce and her 2 kids? Like, so like it was good for the
That's
time.
we're getting that for
like,
Ariana Grande next.
Yeah, if I was like angsty and emo, I had like a bad day and I was feeling kind of like high school Colleen. I want to scream a song in the car. Sour was really good for that. Sour had that vibe. Sour was giving me not in the same, obviously not at the same level, even a little bit, but like. Paramore. You hear a good Paramore song. Misery Business. For a pessimist, I'm pretty optimistic. That sort of vibe. I love screaming at the car when I'm feeling a little emo and a little angsty. Sour was good for that, just a little tamer. Guts was not giving me what I needed.
Most of Guts is not driving music. I tried to listen to Guts. I'm trying to be a little bit more intentional when I listen to new albums now, because it's especially helpful for this. So I'll listen to them like at work when I'm doing a task, like answering emails, whatever, and have it more background music, and then I'll try to drive to it once I know the song's a little bit better. I need at least I need some part of every single song to be able to be drivable to, for the most part. Like,
the question is then, what music is it? Because I told you I was listening to it while I was trying to clean the car. Sometimes when we do these album reviews, I have like house cleaning music. This was not house cleaning music. This was not car cleaning music. It's not driving. Like, what is the setting in which I am listening to this?
This is 19, just tried beer for the first time. Your mom got really mad at you. So this is like, the morning after that. Maybe not 19. Let's go 17. You're 17. Last night you tried beer for the first time at a party, right? You overdid it because first time your mom found out that you were drunk. So you wake up the next day, you're very hungover. Your mom is upset with you. You did something stupid while you were drunk, so your boyfriend's upset with you too. And fuck it, your best friend is upset with you too. So everybody hates you. You have the worst hangover of your life so far, and you are laying in your bed and you turn this on and it fixes things for a little bit. That's what kind of music this is.
And again, this is like what everyone said Sour was, or what people thought Sour was going to be. This feels so much more juvenile to me than Sour did.
Some of them do. I think most of it is she's giving, in a lot of these, she's giving like youth group members cursing for the first time.
Yeah, like people were talking about how she's homeschooled, and that's in the title of one of the songs. Or like going off to like college for and talking about drinking. And I was like, honestly, like, Sour felt more adult and mature and rebellious. This just seems like, look what I can do, Mom. Like
how if you're a YouTuber and you started when you were younger, and so people are used to like very flowery, very kid-friendly content, and then you like get married or you have a kid or you move to LA, whatever, and like you have to do a very hard pivot very quickly. It seems like she's kind of did that, but she didn't pull it off.
Yeah. I don't know what she's been up to since, because like when she released Sour, wasn't she still on that Disney show? I don't know if she's like still on the like what is going on in her life.
I don't think she's acting very much at all. I think she's kind of just doing music, but I'm not sure. I know. I agree. Yeah, I know. We didn't have to say
I'm
it.
sorry.
That seemed mean. But there are some, and we'll get to this. We'll actually start talking about this album in a second. There are some songs that I really, really like.
Yeah.
That I will admit that. I don't hate it. I think I don't like it as an album, but some of the songs are good. The first song is called All American Bitch. Um, you want to talk first? You want me to go first?
I'll go. I liked the tune of this. I thought it was a choice to open your album, open your song with a acoustic guitar, especially off of Sour. I was expecting this like kind of, not so heavy pop punk vibe. I did like I've Got Sun in My Motherfucking Pockets because any song sun reference. So like I was like, okay, I'm hopeful. I'm like, this could get better. Not my choice for an opening song, but like I have high hopes. And then she like brings this full band in, and I was like, yeah, I knew she was gonna do that. But she like it like starts off quiet, and then she brings the full band in, and then it gets a little quiet again. And I wasn't expecting her to do that, and I did like that she kind of gave us this range in this first song. And I really, unfortunately, really like the line, "I know my age and I act like it," because it reminded me of what I said earlier about Sour and how everyone's like, oh my God, she's like, why is she writing about this high school juvenile like first breakup? And it's like because she's in high school and it's her first breakup and she's a kid and she should be allowed to do that. And this is when I realized this is where the little TikTok "I'm grateful all the time" sound and it happens, and like that part of the song very accurate, very relatable. The I scream inside to deal with it made me think of you. Actually, I hope that doesn't hurt your feelings.
You've said worse.
It was I think after listening to the whole album it makes sense as an album opener. I have beef with the album, so I don't love it as an album opener. I think there was better songs on here, but I did like I said, I like the little like low high low she gave us.
Yeah, I think this was a good album opener. It's not a song that made the playlist. It's not a song that I revisit very often, but I think it's fun. I think like you said, starting with the acoustic guitar was a really good choice because we're ignoring that the singles were released. It's like a fun little fake out, and then it goes back to sounding how you kind of expect her to sound. It's cute. I think
it does like set up the tone of the album. In retrospect,
it does, and it's very. I know my age and I act like it. Thank you. That's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that the grateful all the time TikTok sound and the I pay attention to things that most people ignore TikTok sound. It kind of just clicked for me that they're both from this song.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Is like when you hear things like that, and then I listen to the song, I'm like, wait, this is the same song. So, not that, like, in this case, it wasn't bad, but, like, sometimes I hear it, and it's, like, because it'd be, like, a part from the chorus versus a part from the bridge or something, and I'm like, I never would have guessed this was from the same song. Like, not even the same album, like.
But I would like to just make a quick disclaimer. I am a perfect all-American bitch. So, because of that, I liked this song.
Next song is Bad Idea, right? Also doing numbers on the TikTok.
Yes.
Big numbers. I liked the rhythm of the opening, and I don't think up to this point for this, I mean it's 2 songs in, but for these first 2 songs, I didn't feel like I could be totally objective because I had heard parts from them already,
mm-hmm.
and I'd kind of formed opinions on them. However, the little line when she goes, "in his sheets," the way she says that, so good. It is like, it's she's not taking herself seriously, which I really liked, because it'd be very easy, especially coming off of the backlash of Sour, to be like, I am a serious, like, Sour was fun, and we said that as she, like, poked fun at herself. She was, like, aware of what, she was very aware of the music she was making. So it'd been very easy, I think, for her to slip into, well, I'm a serious artist now, and she was like, no, I'm having a jokey fun time. I'm acting my age. I was in his sheets. I tripped and fell into his bed. Like, she's not trying to take herself seriously, and she's not taking the criticism seriously. Musically, however, I didn't think this was, like, anything to write home about. I just thought it was... It back to, like, very literal. It sounds like what it is. Like, she's gossiping with her friends and then kind of sidebarring, like, I didn't really tell... I said I was in bed. I didn't tell them where I was in bed. Like, I told you guys I was in bed. So, like, very much, like, in the moment as it's happening.
I love this one. I think it's everything to write home. I mean, it's not groundbreaking to write home about, but it's so much fun. This song is on my playlist. I don't know, just the whole... It just feels good bopping around in my head the same way Blender by 5 Seconds of Summer does. So I very much like it. The way she says, I'm sensing some undertones. Brilliant. No notes. But also, please don't sleep with your ex.
Don't sleep with your
It's
ex.
never good advice.
However, if you're going to sleep with your ex, do what Olivia Rodrigo did and do it for the plot and write a song about it. And have fun.
Yes.
And that's the thing is, like, and then when you're making
make
decisions you know are bad, you have to be like, well, it's kind of funny, though.
Oh, yeah. That's...
Because otherwise you're just going to be
only way
sad
to do
because
it.
you're making a bad decision. So, that, yeah, I did like that. Like, it was, like, very, like, fourth wall break. She's like, listen, I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing. Look at this.
It's still gonna happen.
Next song?
Next song. I think the other... I don't remember which single came... I think Vampire came out first.
Vampire came out first.
Yeah, so
Vampire.
this is the first single.
I was hopeful. I do really like this song. I liked it, and then I
Okay.
didn't like it, and then I liked it again. You know what I mean? And it's not even so much I like the song musically or lyrically. I just really like the chorus. And the vampire theme, unfortunately, works for me.
Yep. Twilight
The
Girls.
vibe.
Forever.
I really love the whole theme of girls your age know better. Like, you took advantage of me because I was naive, and these girls told me to look out for you, and you called them crazy, and I called them crazy too because I was in love with you, but girls your age know better. And then also, I had a little bit of beef with this song because the original, she says fame fucker, which I think, like, I love the idea of that just as a theme in a relationship and music. I just love that because it's a real thing. But my beef with it was in the clean version. She says dream crusher, and dream crusher just does not have the same oomph that fame fucker does. And like, I heard like a clip of her going through different choices. I don't remember where. And she landed on dream crusher, but like, a dream crusher is like trying to kill your dream, whereas a fame fucker is like with you because you're making your dream happen. You see how those are different? So I think she could have picked a different line, but at the same time,
gold digger.
yeah. It also reminded me of, unfortunately, another good song that I heard on TikTok, which is that little Huddy song that's supposed to be about Charlie
You
D'Amelio.
talking about the Homie Hopper song?
Yeah. But it's a good song. And then what I said in this song was that the most impressive thing to me was her voice and her lyrics, not so much the music. And I try not to be too nitpicky about it because not like some people are like lyrics people, some people are voice delivery people. For me it depends. When it's this kind of music though, I do want a little bit more just instrumentally. But yeah, you're a bad liar, homie hopper, drama starter.
Okay, all right. Moving on. Now it's my turn to talk about Vampire. When I first heard this song as a standalone single, I didn't hate it. Didn't love it. Didn't hate it. I don't like it now that I've listened to the rest of the album.
I think this is a classic case of when you and I like the same type of music, we still like it in very different ways. Because, like I said, this song was good. It just wasn't noteworthy. And like I said, I liked it when I first heard it, and then I didn't like it because I heard it a couple times, and then I liked it again well enough.
Part of the reason that I don't like it is because it has a lot of elements of songs that I do like of hers, but she just does them in a way that I don't like. Like, some of her songs, like, when we'll get into this, I just don't like, point blank period. This song, I want to like.
Yeah.
You know? I would like to go first talking about Lacey.
Yes, please.
Because it's my right as the the resident on the show.
I don't think we can say that word on the internet.
This song is so 7th grade girl crush. I don't know how old you were when you had your first crush on a girl. Like your first, like, genuine crush. It, ruins a part of you that you can never get back. When your brain is 13, I mean, you were 13 once.
Allegedly.
Imagine that, but so much more soul crushing. Because it's like some days. Anyway, we'll talk later. Maybe never have a crush on a girl.
I wasn't planning on it. I've seen how it goes for other people. Not excited. I'm not convinced it's like an enjoyable experience.
But like, if you did like girls, would I be your type?
I don't think you want me to answer that question.
No, I don't. I don't. I will say, I do not care for all of the little theories about who Lacey is about. I feel like we all kind of need to move on from that. I've seen a few too many TikToks. It's not important. And I also think that this song also falls into something that a lot of Taylor Swift song falls into, which is that it has a lot of themes that I think queer people can relate to, and that has led to some people pushing being able to relate to something in a song, to that being the intention of the person who made the song.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen like speculations a whole lot, but I've seen a couple, and I just think we need to be a little bit more respectful than that. Also, this has nothing to do with Olivia Rodrigo, which is a shock because everything we talk about in this episode has had to do with Olivia Rodrigo. Taylor Swift is just good at longing. Like, that's it. She just longs a lot, and that's why people think she's queer, because that is all I do is yearn, Kalina.
I'm glad you brought up like the being respectful, because to me, I think the power of a song is how different people can relate to it, and I really don't get how speculating and like specifying and like identifying what a song is about in this singer specific scenario, especially when it's something that's like quote unquote messy, enhances your enjoyment of the song. I would much more enjoy a song if I could connect it to myself versus if I could be like Eleanor's gonna like this example. I just saw a clip of 5 Seconds of Summer in London, and their Dice song was English Love Affair, and I just want everyone to know I won and I'm a winner and I've gotten everything I ever wanted in my life. But yes.
Do you know what English Love Affair is about?
Please enlighten us.
English Love Affair is I am realizing we're coming off of talking about it doesn't matter what songs are about. Anyway, it's allegedly about Harry Styles' sister hooking up with Ashton Irwin. Allegedly.
And I will be honest with you. The first time I think I enjoyed the song. And not just because you're annoying and say it every single time the song comes on. I liked the song more before I had that context. And now every single time I hear the song, whether it's like with Eleanor or just online, it's like such a it's like a thing that's like, oh my god, did you know this song was about Ashton Irwin and Harry Styles? And I'm like, I'm imagining my English Love Affair in my head. Leave me alone. I don't care what Ashton Irwin was doing. It didn't happen to me, so I don't care.
Do you know what my English Love Affair was?
What? Me?
The first time I went to London, I had a grilled cheese, but the inside was mac and cheese.
Was that also your Florida Love Affair?
No, that one had brie in it. Also, no, I mean, no, you're my Florida love affair.
If you said it was the mac and cheese grilled cheese, I'd forget. Oh, you didn't get the mac and cheese one, did you?
No, I got the brie one, and
Oh. Yeah.
Lustful thoughts. Speaking
Lacey.
of lustful thoughts, how do you feel about Lacey?
I did like this. Didn't feel like a Disney Star album. Because also coming out of Disney, doing your first album and it being so far from a Disney Star album, I think it'd be a little, because it could be like, oh my god, I need to separate myself, and then you could come back and kind of fall into that. So I like that, and this album was a little bit quieter than I expected, but I liked that. This reminded me very much of my only other frame of reference was Heather by Conan Gray. I did like the build before the second chorus that switched back into the acoustic. And then I connected with this because she was talking about her mind. And she says, I despise my rotten mind and how much it worships you. And I said, not for a relationship, but for blonde people. Because I have unresolved beef with blonde people. It is no fault of blonde people. And also like short people, particularly short blonde people. It's not their fault. I just felt bad about myself in high school. And everyone else seemed to like short blonde people. And so now I have a hard time reconciling the fact that they are real people who might be nice.
I'm sorry I laughed because you're kind of that's fair. It's words that I don't think I've heard in that order before, but yeah.
It just, when I was in high school, okay, picture this. I am 5'9". I am of a darker complexion, and I was dark in high school, okay, which is not a bad thing. But I was very dark in high school because I was in the sun for 2 hours a day swimming, right? I had big curly hair. I was not was not what the kids call petite or skinny.
You are a strong woman.
Oh my goodness! Speaking of strong woman, I was at the pool the other day, and our coach was. I'm the example because I know what I'm doing, and then the other two have been playing for 2 months, right?
You are the blueprint.
Yeah. So my coach was like, "Don't you guys want to be like, good like Kalina?" And the girls are like, "Oh, but our legs hurt, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, but that now you can be strong like Kalina is." And then one girl goes, "Yeah, but I don't want to be big and scary and muscly." And he went,
"Oh my god!"
Mind you, I am there. Okay.
Oh my god.
He goes, Kalina's not big and scary and muscly. And she goes, "Oh no, I'm not saying." He goes, "Yeah, it kind of sounds like that's what you're saying." And I said, "Okay, well, this is how you jump through the bong. Go get some water, and I'll be back." And that hurt my feelings just a little bit. It was funny, but like, I was looking at myself. I was like, I honestly thought I could do with some more muscle. I don't know what to do. Anyway, I am strong.
You are.
Could pick better words.
If we had gone to high school together, I don't think we would have spoken to each other.
No.
But I would have thought you were very cute.
Thank you. But anyway, back to my point. So I looked like that. And to me, it seemed like the beauty standard, for lack of a better phrase, of the time was petite and small and 9 times out of 10 blonde. Like, all of my friends who were petite and small and blonde had boyfriends and were popular and were cool. And, like, I probably was cool and people liked me, but I was so, like, focused inward. So, again, it's like a hang-up I have about, like, it's not blonde people's fault, but my mind is, like, there's always, like, a little, I guess, like, residue or residual, like, God, I wish I looked like that. And I really don't anymore, but it's just, like, habit, almost.
I think you talked about something very similar when, about Some Song and Sour, which I think is very interesting.
Yeah. And like, I think that came up because they were saying Olivia Rodrigo's Filipino, and like I wouldn't have put that together. I think if I looked at her long enough, I would have figured out she's not white. So I think it is a concern or a preoccupation that people who are not white will have in some capacity. Eleanor can't relate to that. Sorry.
No, I'm an ally.
Next song? Oh, sorry,
Next
do you have more
song.
thoughts? Wait, what? No, you sent me something to listen to. Didn't that have to do with this song?
Oh, yeah. Did you listen to it?
Yes.
Okay.
Would you like to hear my thoughts?
Yeah, are we talking about the same thing?
You sent me a song on TikTok. I don't know. And you said listen before recording, please.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a... So I think what it is it's a track that is only on some of the vinyls.
Oh.
And it was re-uploaded on TikTok. I know one person who bought a Guts vinyl, and they have neglected to tell me if their record has a surprise song at the end, which
I mean this in the
is-
nicest way possible. There is nothing happening on the Guts album that warrants it having a vinyl. A vinyl is like, it is a specific experience. There is nothing happening on Guts that warrants me putting my little needle on there and hitting play. With love.
Anyway, it's a song called Obsessed, and it's also kind of, I could see why gay girls would be into it as a thematic thing. It's also the best song on Guts, and I am too
Oh my
lazy
God,
to
I wish the whole
actually
album
have
sounded
it
like that.
added to my playlist. I'm too stupid to illegally download music, so TikTok wins this one. It's a perfect song.
It felt a little, I'm surprised it was actually printed on the vinyl because it sounds a little unfinished, but I was like, if this was polished up, I would want a whole album that sounded like this. And even if it wasn't a whole album, if we swapped out a few of these songs for more songs of that vibe, and I say kept like Vampire even and Lacey and like maybe one or two other ones, this would have been a really, I would have loved this album.
Yes, kick out Logical, Ballad of a Homeschool Girl. I think if there was going to be one or two slow songs, I think it should be the closer of this album, which we'll get to when we get to. But yeah, why couldn't all songs be creepy little, slightly homoerotic stalking bops?
Sometimes you gotta be a weird little guy. It works.
Exactly. So, I would be flattered if someone stalked me a little bit. Like, not criminally, but it's nice to know I'm being thought of.
Speaking of, actually, Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl, that's the next song, because we've been on Lacey for a really long time.
We've been...
And we're not doing her justice, because we've been complaining about
Lacey.
Long albums, and this album really isn't that long, but we're making it really long.
We're making it long. Don't you worry. Okay, I can get through this song very, very quickly. I didn't like it, but the part where she says, every guy I like is gay is funny.
That was one of those ones where I was like, people need critical thinking skills, because they're like, what does she... Like, how can she not know? What does she mean by that? It's like, that's the point of the
whole song.
Is she's not, like, reading things. The opening of the song, for some reason, reminded me of a haiku, because she was like, cat got my tongue. So it was like this short delivery, and then she was... And I don't think I get along with anyone. And that was the long, and it kind of stacked like that. And I don't know if it's, like, her natural voice or an effect she puts on, but she's got, like, a very pop-punky delivery. And I think that gives her songs a lot more dimension than they would have if they were sung by someone else. Like, I think if someone else sang this, I'd find it to be the most boring album in the world. But, like, she does give, like, a little bit of something vocally that kind of makes up for me for what I feel like it's lacking instrumentally. And this is actually, you're spot on. Remember we were talking about this earlier. I said this is music for people who are experiencing freedom for the first time in their 20s.
Yes.
And also, they have no sense. Because I experienced freedom in my 20s. I don't think I sounded like this.
No.
And I liked how the bridge kind of slowed down and she ends on holding out the note for suicide. And I did really like kind of back to the fourth wall break and her poking fun at herself. She goes, I called you the wrong name twice, can't think of a third line. But there was a line before that, called you the wrong name twice, can't think of a third line. She's like, listen, I'm writing a song, I'm having fun. I don't know what else to
I
put
did
here.
like that. I like it when singers don't take themselves too seriously. She would have taken
The music and the lyrics.
a little more.
I think in terms of like how to deal with criticism and deal with being a Disney star making music, she, in terms of like that sort of, I guess, caricature of herself or like presentation of herself, I really like that about her.
Mm-hmm. I think she kind of exists in a good, a good area where she's not like completely, I'm never going to make anything childish or Disney or poppy again, but also like I'm not going to stick with the character. I think she exists kind of in a good area in between those two. They're not really extremes, but you know, we're not going to get big Miley Cyrus level shock horror from anything Olivia Rodrigo does. Unless she wants to. It would be funny.
I don't think she's got the edge to pull that off. Miley Cyrus had like a little something.
Had an edge. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, half of it was like the like pixie cut blonde hair, but like I don't think Olivia Rodrigo could pull that off. No offense.
I think she could pull off the right blonde.
I don't think Miley Cyrus pulled it off sometimes. So
no, but
I did like short hair growing back, Miley. That was a good look. You know what else is a good look? When you wake up in the morning and you make your bed, which is actually fun enough.
Yeah, which is the next song. Again, we didn't need this song.
Yeah, see, you and I disagree. Not that I thought this was the pinnacle of songs, but I thought this was very similar to Sour, but not like completely repetitive, which was nice. And then again, she was a little bit like on the nose, but she said, I thought it, so I said it, took it because I can, which sounds like somebody we know. And then, I really liked, I got the things I wanted, but it's not what I imagined, which, well, we could wax poetic about that forever, but we've been here for long enough. However, that is one theme and one like concept that I think does really well when stated very plainly, is like, you know, the death of your dream. You got everything you wanted. Or like, we talked about this with Mona Skin, when they said like said something about the American dream, and like it's not all it's cracked up to be. You could have everything you want, and like sure, it might be great, but there's downfalls you could not have pictured. And I said this was like kind of about those years, so going hand in hand with you've got freedom for the first time, but also you're like meeting yourself for the first time. You are like self-aware and on your own enough to like have to process how you exist in the world and the things you do, versus just kind of going through life mindlessly. And then I said, I think she should make shorter songs.
Yes.
She has good moments and points, but and she puts them simply. So then when she gets around to like the second chorus, it's kind of like a little repetitive.
We
like,
get it.
You said it so plainly. There's really not another way to phrase it.
I will say, you know who would have ate this song for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Who?
First year, second semester, Eleanor?
Yes. Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, like I was dying.
That's fair.
Oh, good thing this album came out when it did. Good thing Sour came out when it did too.
I think if this song had come out then, we'd like it, but we'd also be very different people now. Yeah. Also, she uses the phrase "fair weather friends," which I really like. She's getting drunk at a club with my fair weather friends, and the reason I said it's like you're meeting yourself. She's like, you know, I'm playing the victim well, but at the end of the day, it's like me who's making the bed. Every night, I'm like, I'm alone. I'm out here with my friends who don't really know me, and they only come around when things are good. Oh, fair weather friends. It made me think of Machine Gun Kelly again, and Tickets to My Downfall. Great album opener. Because the ones who gas you up only come around when the flame's on. But you see how he like said that poetically, and but again, I do like the phrase "fair weather friends," so she gets a pass.
Me too. I did like that.
You know what? Fair weather friends was a logical choice of words, and logical is the next song. So I should be a TV announcer, honestly.
You could. I mean, maybe work on the choppiness, but you
I do a better job than Tyra Banks on Dancing with the Stars, and honestly,
Oh, absolutely. I think.
Mars and hell.
Yeah. Okay, logical. Can I go?
Yeah.
Okay. My problem with this is that I didn't like it.
It was bad.
The words I really like the words, but the song, the music is too slow. It's too bad. There's not enough happening. If this were like boppier, I'd be really into it, but it's not. I would like to know why you're laughing.
Love the message. I said, all her slow songs sound like a character on a show breaking out to a camera and singing a song that reveals their secret struggles. I loved the theme. I loved the points that were brought up. You got me thinking 2 + 2 = 5, and I'm the love of your life. But also, just sing it one time and move on. Honestly, if Olivia Rodrigo made a 12-song album, but every song was like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, I'd love it.
It would be perfect.
She says, "Come for me like a savior," which reminds me of Dancing with the Devil by Set It Off, because he says, "You try to act as if you're saving me, but you wouldn't cut the rope if it was hanging me." And the chorus of that song is, "Life's too short to be dancing with the devil." And like, I really liked the theme of, "You convinced me, baby, it was all in my mind. You got me thinking that I'm the love of your life, but love's never logical." And then, unfortunately, reminded me of Dear John with "Don't you think I was too young?" That sort of theme. So like, and I really felt bad about making that comparison, because I know she gets compared to Taylor Swift a lot, but like, Taylor Swift did that theme well, and I like the theme. Just like, say it once and move on. Yes.
If I had listened to this song maybe 2 months, 3 months before I actually heard it, 5 or 6 months, I would have been on the floor in the dark, curled up for a really long time. I will say that is part of the reason I don't like it, because I know that there is a me who would have liked it and taken it way too far.
I get really into Dear John sometimes, so I think like this song would really hit sometimes. Also, it'll be like a little stupid to me, and then I'll really like it. Because the 2 + 2 = 5 to me on its own is stupid, but I really love how she says, thinking 2 + 2 = 5, and I'm the love of your life, kind of connecting how ridiculous these things are. And then it gets stupid, and then she goes, "You said I was too young, too soft, can't take a joke, can't get you off." And I was like, that kind of
Bars.
Well, it kind of goes off. But what reminded me of Dear John, I didn't love, was "I know I'm half responsible," because like, it's not your fault someone is manipulating you, especially when you're young.
Their fault.
Okay, now if you're 27, maybe get some sense. If you're like even our age, I'd say, but like, if this is like, your first relationship, or like you've just gotten out of a bad relationship and you're kind of just seeing where things, it's like understandable that you don't really understand how it's not you're not half responsible for being gaslit.
Yeah.
That's the gaslighting.
Unfortunately, it's working. And also, it's like, if there's a man in the relationship, it's a lot easier to tell where the problem is.
Heard it here
Especially
first,
if you're 19, he's any older than 26. 20, yeah.
Someday.
Oh my goodness. I feel so sorry for 19-year-old girls, because not only are 19-year-old boys awful, so are middle-aged men.
So are the rest of them. Like, if I was 19, I wouldn't want to date a 19-year-old, but also, why are you at 27 talking to me?
Yeah, that's...
Or 20, but like, that's me being ridiculous. Why are you as a man speaking to me?
If your boyfriend is ever picking you up from school, unless you're a teacher,
break up with him.
Get help. Like, genuinely get therapy.
And you know what else she's gonna get? Him back. Because that's the next song. It was a song People are dumb. I would like to move on to the next one.
Yeah, if you think Get 'Em Back is lyrical genius, you need to get back your critical thinking skills. But this song is really, really good. It's really fun. I'm a big fan of this song.
To me, it's like Taylor Swift. I get Taylor Swift is a good lyricist. I do not get why people get so insane about her lyricism. However, if you think this is the height of genius, go listen to a Taylor Swift song, dude. Like,
genuinely, like, even Love Story will blow your mind.
Yeah. God. You know what else has the word love in it?
Oh, I was gonna say, do you know what else is embarrassing?
What?
Love.
Oh my God, yeah. Tell me about it.
Okay, this is probably my favorite song on the entire album. There are a couple of lines. The best line of this entire album is on the song. Just the most fun, like, 5 seconds of music I've ever heard is the line where she says, "I'm planning out my wedding with some guy I'm never marrying." That is the most fun I've ever had in a song in a really long time. I think this song is very bouncy in a way that works for her. I think this is a situation where being kind of autobiographical and candid really works, because it's in the area where it's kind of vague enough to still toe the line the way, unfortunately, sorry, I think about a lot of Taylor Swift songs where they're specific while being broad in a way that is good. And also, you found a new version of me and I damn near started World War III.
You know who else has a song
Bars.
called World War III?
Machine Gun Kelly.
You know what? I'm making connections. I said that this was Freaky Friday type music.
Uh-huh.
But it's fun. I did say that. I thought this song was fun. I really liked the How Could I Be So Stupid? And I really liked that she like really leaned into this dumb girl voice in this song. Again, kind of not taking herself seriously. She's like, love's embarrassing. But my first note was, if her man doesn't manipulate her, she'll do it to herself. Because she shouldn't have put that song coming off of Logical. I know Getting Back was in between, but like that was too close for me. I consoled you while you cried over your ex-girlfriend's new guy. My God, how could I be so stupid? Like,
hey, we've all been there, okay?
Have we?
I've been there enough for the both of us.
Anyway, no, but that was fun. I liked this. I liked Logical well enough. I would say, unfortunately, those are like kind of up there in terms of my favorites. Not that they were good. The rest, no, they were good. I'm being mean. They were good.
Speaking of, being good, this song isn't.
Shut up, you're so stupid. This song is called The Grudge. This would be a great horror movie name.
Mm-hmm.
This felt a little Disney Star Breaks Out to me. I think the song would have been much more powerful if she had cut out all the cursing.
Mm-hmm.
To me, like, I don't always think cursing really moves your story along. And I think if she had cut it out, it would have been more powerful. Not that there was a lot, but like, I wrote that note for a reason, so.
I think the phrase hurt people should die in a hole.
Yes. That's one of those cases of like, you're being too literal, and that's something you got off the internet.
Yeah, this song is giving me very 12-year-old on Tumblr having revelations.
This was when I said I was listening to it while I was cleaning the car, and then I had to turn it off because I thought it was stupid. It was because of this song. I just realized, because she goes, "It takes strength to forgive, but I don't feel strong," and I said, "Oh my God!" And then changed albums.
Yeah, I agree. This is too teenage girl for me. I'm sorry. I know she's a teenage girl.
I think this is another Taylor Swift lyric with the "Do you think I deserved it all?" to "Do you think I deserve all the hell you put me through?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel bad about the Taylor Swift comparison because I know she gets them a lot, but like, someone's been subjecting me to a lot of Taylor Swift, so it's not my fault. It's in my head.
Who?
My wife.
Oh.
You should meet her. Nice lady.
He sounds hot.
Not my type, though.
Okay, anyway, speaking of... are we good to move on? Do you have more thoughts? Okay. The next song is also pretty bad. The song is called Pretty Isn't Pretty, and not to sound like I'm not a girl's girl, but I've never been at a place in my life where I needed a song like this. That, like, I have body image issues and I hate myself. I'm not saying I don't. A song like this never would have or could have helped me, and I just don't feel the need for them. I get why other people might and how they can be important. Not for me. Cut it from the album.
It was a song.
Barely.
There were words, and there were instruments.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy to move on to the next one, which I will tell you let me down for reasons that were beyond Olivia Rodrigo's control.
Yeah, if you're gonna be stepping into Blaine Anderson's shoes in any way, shape, or form,
Don't name a song Teenage Dream if it's not gonna give me Teenage Dream.
like, if my heart is not racing in my skin tight jeans, I change the name of the song.
Serious question.
Call it Wise.
What is the best version? I'm gonna give you two options of Teenage Dream. I'll give you three options. We have the first time Blaine performed it on Glee, the second time Blaine performed it on Glee, and the secret third option, 5 Seconds of Summer, specifically Michael going, the rasp in Michael's voice when he sings. Or I won't even, just rank them. I won't even make you pick one. Rank them. There's a clear, number 3.
I mean, I don't remember which the first time was and which the second time was. The Sad Boy Autumn version is top.
Okay, that's the second time he performed it. The first time he performed it is the first time him and Kurt met, which is why it was so sad the second time around.
Okay.
That's the obvious number 3.
The sad one is, yeah.
You would rank that above Michael? I know you're Mikey.
I've not interacted with that in a very long time, and I kind of forgot that it existed. And this year, I'm trying not to process it right now because we need to finish this. But, ask me in 25 minutes.
Okay. However, I did... Sorry, you go.
So, yeah, while I agree, she needed to pick a different name for the song. We've talked about this before. Struggling with, fame as a concept is something that really works for me. And I like the words so much that I am okay with it being a little boring sounding. And I like this. I think it's a really good album ender as well.
I wrote that too. I think it's a great ending song. I liked how at the end there was chanting and it kind of got loud and unpolished. I love when the end of an album feels like an end, not just in more ways than just one, so more than just lyrically or thematically. It kind of all came together. It felt a little rough around the edges and it cut off. So I liked that. And I really liked the I said, when did I stop being wise beyond my years and just start being wise? I've said this a lot of times, and I don't know if I've said it here, but I say it to a lot of people about how I feel both older and younger now than I ever did, in the sense that when I was 17, I felt like in my 30s. I felt very, very mature and old, and I was a bit of a stick in the mud, right? When I was 17, I never felt like a 17-year-old. Whereas now, I feel my age at 23, so I feel like I'm doing things like a normal young person would do. So I feel I'm older than I was at 17, obviously, but I feel younger in terms of maturity and just ability to enjoy life and the things I do than I did at 17. Mm-hmm. So, I did really like the wise beyond my years and just start being wise, because I think I've hit that. Wise beyond your years is not always the best thing for you.
No, it's not.
But yeah, no, I thought this was a good song to end on.
I agree. I think the opening song and the closing song of this album were chosen really well. The innards got a little iffy for me, but this is a really good closer.
Overall, I actually thought the order of the album was good just because she kind of kept like I said, coming in, I was expecting her to give us punk right away. So, like, the opening song starts off acoustically, kind of gives us that ebb and flow. And she kept the quote-unquote heavier songs, the more punk-sounding songs, in the middle of the album, kept them contained there, and kind of tapered off at the end.
I agree. What were your top 3? Unless you have more to say about Teenage Dream.
No, I actually didn't pick any because I was like, I was expecting like an elevated form of Sour, and we kind of got Sour 2.0, but not like a complete copy. It was like a step above it being a complete copy, but not quite the step I wanted it to take.
PG-13 Sour.
Yeah, not quite the step I wanted it to take. You know, I don't know if I have a rank for these. I think in retrospect I liked Logical. I kind of have to cut the sound out because if I go by sound, I didn't really like the sound of any of these. Logical, Lacy, and I don't know, maybe Vampire, just because that's the one I can remember the best.
I think, not in order, but Love is Embarrassing, Get Him Back, and either Bad Idea or Lacy.
I think I would have liked Lacy a lot more if you didn't make me listen to the other one, but I was like, this is like, not that Lacy was bad, but like the Obsessed song was like Lacy on steroids.
Yes.
And we could have had that.
In a dark alley with a bad idea, you know, like, beautiful. I hope that Olivia Rodrigo keeps getting weirder. And
leaning into it.
I think that serves her well. Leaning into it. I like when she's clever. I think one of the best things a song can be is clever. And when she does it well, it's really good.
I would like to see her take us in a different direction musically, instrumentally. She like is teetering on the pop. She's literally on both sides of the pop punk, and like while she does it okay, I think if she leaned into one or the other, it would be really good.
Or like, you know, let's go crazy. Let's get an Olivia Rodrigo hyperpop album.
Or the Olivia Rodrigo EDM album.
She sounded really good covering Stick Season, so yeah, maybe that's something to consider too.
We are leaving.
We are. We had a great time.
But if you want more content, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Don't quote us on that. And Twitter at Don't Quote Us 27. I have been retweeting a lot of funny things. I tweet some funny things sometimes. We're a bag of laughs, as the kids say.
We are. Thank you so much. And have a good night. Or day. I don't know when we
don't tell them what to do.
Okay, I'm leaving now.
Thanks for listening. Don't quote me on that. One day we'll have an outro, but it's not today.